We're here in Porvenir, Mexico, at Soldados de Jesucristo, so Soldiers of Christ. We're gonna introduce you to a guy named Alejandro. Comes from a very rough background, drug abuse, prison time, and while he was in prison, he found God and has now dedicated his life to helping the homeless. So he's really trying to change the world that he lives in, and let's go check it out. Alejandro, I really appreciate you letting us come and see all of this. We got to tour this yesterday, and your story is just incredible. And we want to share your story with as many people as possible. And so let's start at a young age. Like, where were you born? Just kind of take us through everything from when you were a little kid up until where you are today. And then I'll probably throw some questions in while you're talking.
First of all, I wanna thank you guys because you guys are taking your time for coming over here. I mean, over here, like we are all homeless, and then we used to have a house at some point of our lives, but for our bad decisions, to for drugs and alcohol and all that, so we lost our home and everything, and I always wanted to write a book of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start with this. When I was at the age of 3, 4, 5 years, like that, um, I was watching my dad. He was an alcoholic, and kind of like sometimes beating up my mom. So I ran away, from the house, and then I just started doing drugs.
So you
And
started doing drugs when you were 13?
yeah, when I was 13. Then when I was on the streets and I was a gangster. And at the age of when I was 21, my mom, she used to have a grocery store. And then was a guy to assault my mom's store. And then at that point, well, I grew up. I was 21, but I was still in a gang in Ensenada. I was born in Ensenada. My sister, there was my little sister and my little brother right there. So I fight with this guy, to make this long story short, and I fight with this guy with a knife, and then I killed this guy, and I went to Ensenada prison. And that time they give me 5 years, 2 months sentence because it was self-defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like, like I was planning to kill that person or nothing like that, but it was a matter of survival because it was my little brother, my little sister, and then after I got this guy out of the store, uh, in front of our house. Then this guy followed me, and he was upset because couldn't get his thing where he wants money or beers or whatever. And then we fight, and then I was all scared because that was something that I never expect to do that, or that to happen in my life.
Yeah.
But see, so we start fighting, and then he was about to kill me, and then I remember he throw with a knife like this to me, and then I went like this, and then he got my this little finger. It was like hanging.
Yeah.
It was hanging and bleeding a lot, but I was still like worrying, fighting for my survival and scared and everything. So I went to Ensenada prison.
So they put you in prison even though it was self-defense.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that normal? Do they normally do that? Or was that a large sentence, a large time for that kind of crime?
No, that was the minimum sentence for that because it was self-defense.
Yeah.
When I got released, I went to the family to say, well, I already pay whatever the law gave me, but I'm here. I'm not gonna be hiding. I remember the lady said, Alex, we the first at the beginning wanted to kill you, but we know it wasn't your mistake. It was my son's mistake, and that's already been years and everything. So whatever we do, he's not gonna come back to life.
Yeah.
Well, I pay my years, and the family forgive me, but the gangsters, how do you say, the rival gang?
Yeah, the rival gang. Yeah.
Uh-huh. They don't forgive me. They wanted to kill me, and they start throwing knives on me, like, and then they hit me one over here, and then another one over here, another one over here, and I was all scared. So I just say, hey man, I don't want no trouble.
Yeah.
what I did, they already, the family forgive me. I believe God forgive me, and I pay the law. So why you guys are trying to kill me is it's not even your relative or your blood. No, but he was from our gang. So oh man. So then I ran. They wanted to kill me, and I ran to a taco stand, and I grab a knife. So I fight with a knife, and I kill another guy. But why I'm telling you this? Because at some point, this time they give me 10 years, 7 months, and it's not prison again.
Yeah.
And why I'm telling you this? Because at some point in my life, I thought I was born to kill. I was still using heroin inside prison, but at some point I was like praying to God, and I say, "Hey, Jesus, I know a lot of people telling me since I was a little kid, and that Jesus could change my life since I was a gangster, since I was a teenager, since I was on the streets and everything,
Yeah.
that Jesus could change my life, that I should go to Jesus before it's too late for me."
Yeah.
But I never understand, or I never pay attention on that. Why? Because I was using drugs and alcohol, and I just wanted to party and all that.
So you always believed in God.
Yeah, something inside of me was telling me that God exists.
Can you think back to the first time that he answered one of your prayers?
Yeah, I remember when I was like 15, 19. I was hearing my little homeboys and all of them like being tortured by the federal police, and I was saying, "Hey, God, help me!" I don't. I was scared because there was like, and now the next one and the next one, and beating all the youngsters. And then and I told, you know, don't let this happen.
Yeah.
And then they went to everybody there but me. They don't hit me on that time.
Wow.
And then now when I was over there, I told, I wanted to quit the habit on heroin, but I was already 33 years old inside prison. And I told God, hey, help me. I just want to change. I don't want this life anymore.
Yeah.
And then that was my experience that I had right there when I was praying, and I was sick for a doses of heroin, like I was saying yesterday. And I felt that they got these two fingers and put it in the electricity, and then a lot of energy inside of me. And I was feeling like I was walking like this from the floor. It was like something amazing because I never experienced that. Real honestly, I not even in all my crazy lifetimes and a lot of different experience on drugs and everything. I had trips.
Yeah.
But I never experienced something like that because actually that was real, pues. The
Yeah.
other things, it was just fake because of the drugs.
Yeah.
Just how do you say hallucination?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, hallucinations.
Yeah,
And so that was the first time that you felt something, you could say supernatural,
yeah,
but real because you weren't on the drugs.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I was around 33.
30.
Around
Oh, I
that.
remember that from yesterday. You said 33. That was interesting, an interesting age because Christ was 33 when he was crucified. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. I think he was 33.
See, I think I never realized that, but that's true. And the Bible says that when he been doing all that he doing, and then when they crucified him, he was 33 years
Yeah.
old.
So that's an interesting
Huh?
coincidence.
I know.
Probably not a coincidence.
I I never realized that real honestly. But I remember that that's in the Bible too. And I remember I was that age because I was counting the years. Hey man, 10 years, 7 months, and this, and another year, and then I was turning another year, and I remember that.
So when you got out of prison that time, after you've had that second very powerful answer, how did you change your life after that?
Actually, I changed my life inside prison. When I was 33, that I prayed to God and everything, and then it was that time I was strung out on heroin inside prison. I used to be 14 and a half years strung on heroin, and then there was a pilot program inside prison that that used to call Second Chance, and then I don't want to be in the crazy life, and I went to study as a student, and that they used to have courses like ups and downs in life, how to change conditions in life, learning how to learn, and personal values to integrity, and
Yeah.
all of that, and 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 I decided to change my life, and I went to participate on that program. After I did all the courses, they technique courses as a supervisor of the books and in charge of sauna and ethics officer and as until they put me as internal director of the second chance program inside,
Yeah.
which by the way I thank God and I thank Nancy Dana and Rick Pendery and Joy Wesson because they helped me a lot when I was an inmate. They hired me to put this kind of programs inside in prison of San Juan, Puerto Rico and Albuquerque, New Mexico. But mainly I thank God because that's when I have a personal relation with Jesus. And then I was taking advantage of participating in crime prevention and drug abuse program and inside prison, but I was preaching the gospel. Yeah, it was great for me. But after that, like a lot of things happened. And after 14 and a half years being strung on heroin, I end up being clean of drugs for 11 years. And after 20 years of smoking cigarettes, I was 9 years that I don't smoke cigarettes before
Yeah.
nicotine, and it was great. But real honestly, that was when I tell you I got married with my wife, and then I lost my wife. I realized that I love her, but the drugs and alcohol. So I went back to drugs, and I ended up being an alcoholic, and I ended up being homeless. So that's when I decided. My wife she went to Florida, and then I was like I couldn't forgive myself for the damage that I did to her and everything, and I couldn't forgive myself, and I'm sure God forgave me, and I'm sure she forgave me too, but I couldn't forgive myself. It was like a miserable feeling.
Yeah.
And I turned out being an alcoholic and homeless. I was eating out of the trash cans like 3 months without taking a shower. I was like living in a animal state. And then I pray to God and I tell, hey, I already know what you always been with me, and I'm sorry because I did wrong, and then I stopped at some point in my life. I stopped practicing principles,
Yeah.
but I wanna come back to you. Forgive me, and the rest of my life I'm gonna dedicate to serve you, God, and serve the human being. So 9 years ago, I came over here to the valley, and I was went to a rehab, and then I rehabilitate myself again. I stand up on my feet again, thanks Jesus. And I was going for 3 years after my rehabilitation, being a volunteer minister for the kids in the orphanage, local orphanage here in Guadalupe Valley. It was a huge feeling, like I said, because I mean, nobody trusts me, like because of course I understand that because I was a criminal, I was a drug addict, I was an alcoholic, I was a gangster and all that, and I ended up losing everything: my wife, my freedom, my self-respect, and everybody goes away when I was walking on the street. And now these two directors, the marriage couple right there, they opened the doors on me
Yeah.
to go and the kids of the band and everything to go take the kids to school and then go pick them back and everything. I was worth to trust. It was a great feeling. And here I am now.
Yeah. So can you tell us what you do here?
Well, right here, um, when I first started over here, We opened doors 3 years ago. At the beginning, I was washing dishes. I was cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the homeless, and cleaning the yard and everything. Now I got some people from the homeless that they, how do you say, grateful.
Yeah, they're grateful for what you've done, and they're
Uh,
helping out.
yeah, and they helping out. What I'm doing here is just like, well, helping the people, serving God first of all. And Jesus, when he came over here to the planet, he was serving us, and he couldn't be served because he was a king, and but he let us a huge aprendizaje, and then he led us a legacy and his steps for us to follow him. He was doing great things. He was helping out. He was doing a lot of things. And then that's actually what I'm doing right here, following the steps of Jesus Christ, and helping people in needs.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing actually. And people that doesn't have no place to live, so we take them over here and give them a place to live and provide food for them. A lot of people they help us with food and this and that, and what we could get together, so we share. And it's a great feeling for me because, like I said before, on that time, I thought I was born to kill, but now I realize that I was born to serve.
yeah,
And
I
it's
love that.
and it's great. It's
Yeah,
great because it makes me grow as a person
yeah,
and stay me out of trouble, drugs, and alcohol. Because what I'm doing here gives me power to go ahead.
yeah, and
See?
a purpose,
Ah,
a very
exact,
powerful purpose.
exactly. I think I really believe if we got a purpose in life, actually, we all got a purpose in life. Now it's time for us to find which is our purpose.
Yeah,
But telling you this, if every human being on the planet operates in faith and believe in Jesus Christ and believe in God and everything, that's the first number one fundamental thing. And the other thing is that to succeed in life, we all need to have a purpose in life, operating purpose, operating faith, purpose, obedience, and targets and goals.
is that what success looks like to you?
See, my purpose now is stay out of drugs and crime and alcohol, and help all these people that goes around that comes with no place and everything. Before I used to think differently, but now I see that everything you see, we own it. But at the end, we don't know nothing,
Yeah,
because when we live over here, we're not gonna take nothing. But if we look for the kingdom of God first, anything you need is gonna be in your way. I don't know how to say this,
yeah, no, you're saying it great.
but
Yeah,
but but when you do that, and especially when you do things from your heart, everything that you really want to do or to be, you're gonna be able to do it because you're doing it from the bottom of your heart.
yeah,
And that's actually, I see success in my life now because I don't wake up like all sick for a doses of heroin or for alcohol or for any kind of drugs. Now I wake up and then I pray and I thank for another day to play.
yeah,
And I go do something to better the place for the people that are here or the ones that are coming.
yeah.
And this is great.
You live to serve.
Exactly.
I love that.
And I like it.
Yeah,
It's a huge difference because, real honestly, I used to have a lot of jobs, but none of them makes me feel complete,
yeah,
inside of me feel like that, because it's not a matter of have money, have properties, cars, or whatever. I mean, everything is, even the money, the money. I see the money like, for me, money is like energy that moves the world.
yeah,
Because if you got money, you could put gas in your car, you could go to a place, And if you got money, you could buy a house. If you got money, you could send your kids to school, buying clothes and everything. And it's a very important part. Speaking of survival,
Yeah.
but money is just like energy that moves the world. And then, like I said, it's good because you gotta pay bills, electricity, water, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
food to eat and everything. But it's not what it really gives you the happiness.
Yeah.
And what we're looking for right here is to be happy, to have mental health,
Yep.
and have all your emotions and your and stabilize. How do you say?
Yeah.
In
Stabilized.
stabilize,
Yeah.
and basically enjoy life. And you got a lot of potential. You got a lot of potential. We all do got a lot of potential. The point is right here is what we are doing with our potential. And
Yeah.
then I used to waste my time. And see, I don't got a time to waste anymore.
Yeah.
So the rest of my life, I'm gonna dedicate to continue doing this because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Very honestly.
No, you're doing just amazing work. It makes us feel good to come and see someone who's passionate about helping the world. And we can see what you've done here, starting off with just this trailer. And now you've got housing and you've got a kitchen and you're building the detox center. Like you're changing the world.
Actually, I think you guys are very important part of this because even if I got a good heart, first of all, we gotta thank God. We
Yeah.
gotta thank Jesus that gave us steps to follow, and then I gotta thank you guys because even if I got a good intention heart, I don't got the sources. This group that you guys are coming, like the other day they help us to buy blocks and cement and that, and then we do that, and any help that people could do for this kind of works, we together we are changing.
Yeah.
We were changing the like you say, we could change the world, we could change the community, we could change the society, and then we and even our lives change because purpose is good for every human being to have a purpose in life.
Yeah.
And but see, sometimes we all need someone to help. You know what I mean? You do one thing, she do one thing, I do one thing, they do one thing. Everybody does a little thing, and it's different things.
Yeah.
But the important part right here is that we all working together for the same kingdom,
Yeah.
and that's what it really matters.
Yeah.
That we all work together for the same kingdom because at the end we're gonna have our reward.
Yeah.
And it's great, I believe in all of that. I believe what the Bible says, I believe what Jesus says, and now I believe it myself because before I don't believe myself.
Yeah.
I don't believe myself until I discovered that I had a potential, that I got qualities, virtues, values as all human beings, and this is the great thing. We all got our, let's say, our negative side and our positive side.
Yeah.
But the good part over here is that we need to, when negative thoughts are right here, over here, so negative thoughts here, so
Yeah.
we gotta put positive thoughts here.
Yeah.
And then we change first the way we think, then this come over here, and then we do actions from our heart. And this is great because everything is connected, uh,
Yeah.
everything is connected: mind, sentimentals, emotions, energy.
Yeah.
Sentimentals is equal or a different emotion.
Hmm.
When we angry is a different emotion and a different energy. When you're happy, it's a different sentimental
Yeah.
and
Feeling.
feeling.
Yeah.
There's a different emotion and a different energy. So we gotta stabilize our energy,
Yeah.
canalize it, or how to say, something like,
Yeah, like you could say stabilize or equalize.
yeah, see, stabilize, equalize, or like sometimes sometimes my particles in the mind, they're one here, one here, one here. Hey, I gotta put each particle in the
Yeah.
place, so
Oh, are you saying like
Alchemize.
replace anger with happiness, or replace? What were you saying?
Alchemize.
Alchemize?
Like alchemy. Emotional alchemy a little bit.
Could be. Yeah.
But
What?
there's another word too.
Yeah, there is another word, but do you know what? So alchemy in English? I don't know what it would be in Spanish. My Spanish is not that great.
No, no,
But
no.
I think you're making complete sense. So we're essentially like kind of equalizing emotions or replacing maybe anger, you're replacing it with happiness.
Yeah, that would could be a translation, and have the control of our emotions,
Yeah.
because I mean you could get angry, and then this is an example, eh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use both of your husband and wife, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, uh, let's say you're angry with your wife,
Yeah.
and you wanted to hit her, or she's angry with you, and she wanted to hit you.
Yeah.
Okay, you could think about it because it's your thoughts. You got the right to have your own thoughts, but just think it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And whenever there's something wrong, I think we all human beings, we gotta operate on this. Okay, you guys have to use affinity, you have to use reality, and you have to use communication. It's a triangle of life.
Okay.
It's like affinity, and reality. Okay, whatever is happening, you guys gotta step. That's a reality. What is happening or something, and use affinity. But the most important corner of this triangle is communication. So you guys always use communication to fix any to have find an optimal solutions, instead of being, no, you're guilty, or you're wrong, or you're wrong. No, let's look not for guilties or wrongs, let's use for optimal solution here.
Yeah.
And if we use communication, I don't know if it makes sense what I'm
It
saying.
does make sense. Yeah. It's great. I love
You
that.
know, and
I will
see,
communicate better with my wife.
it's just like, because they're always real honestly, hey, hello, we're in real life,
Yeah.
and we got different feelings and emotions and everything. So, but always, if you use communication, I mean, you're gonna find an optimal solution, and not a matter of you're gonna win or you're gonna win. No, you both gotta win.
Yeah.
Through communication, you
Yeah.
guys we always win, because you guys gonna look for optimal solutions. Not That's what we should look always, not look for who's guilty or who's not, or no
Yeah.
solutions that gives you the benefit for.
Yeah. How can we all rise? How can we all get better? How can we all mejorar?
There you go, because we're human beings and we're not perfect, and we always gonna make mistakes or that, but we always could be better people, better persons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can people help here? How can they donate to what you're doing? How can we best help you?
So right here, the mainly thing that we need is food or materials to build, because we got projects right here, like, for example, after I finish the detox area, finish the women's section,
Yeah.
because I want the women's that there's a lot of women's on the streets too, that they don't got a place to live, or like this woman, and they deserve, their own space, so they get their privacy.
Yeah.
It's either you guys buy the materials or help us with the energy, like I
Yep.
said,
Yep.
to buy the materials.
For sure.
It's because it's just like, before when I started this ministerio, I used to work for 1,500 pesos a month, and I was paying rent over here, and I had 3 people.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just like I cannot go myself and work, because I gotta cook, I gotta this, I gotta take care of this, I gotta build, I gotta clean, I gotta paint, I gotta, there's a lot of things. And then right there, we wanna build our little church,
Yeah.
and then like a medical small room, because I gotta a Christian doctor. He wants to come and check everybody at least every 15 days.
Well, we're going to do our best to get this out to as many people as possible, and we're planning on coming back. I'm not sure when we're going to come back, but it will be soon. And I know the other group is coming back in April, and we're going to bring some blocks later on today. And we'll just keep in contact, and any fundraising money that we raise, we can send back with David in April.
Okay, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. I was praying, and I know God is answering us. He's answering to you guys because the groups that comes over here, He help us to fix the roof.
Yeah.
Another one help us to buy, not inside here though, pero in the top.
Yep.
Because it used to be a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And if you want to see up there, pero there's materials that they put brand new. This one, at least we're not gonna get wet. We're not gonna get wet like all the recent rainy season. Another group help us to build the kitchen, and then the Titox, Marilyn and David. This is the group that is helping me to build the women's section.
Yeah.
And it's great, whoever could help, is for me it's huge, and it's another prayer answered by God.
Yeah.
Because see, I'm watching the hand of God over here because I had a dream to have a place to help people, and now my dream is coming true. And I had a vision like rooms here, this here, a kitchen, and this and that, and then everything is coming true. So this is another prayer that God is answering me,
Yeah.
and it's great feeling because I know one of these days, these years, I'm gonna let this body. I'm gonna die. When that time comes for me, I know, and I'm sure, and I'm convinced that God is gonna help me through all you guys to see this a decent place for the homeless to live, and it's gonna be a legacy from all of us to someone else, other generations, continue doing this, continue helping people, because in many ways, one of the steps that Jesus wants to follow,
Yeah.
to help others and to serve others, to serve God. I know, I'm sure, and when that time comes, believe me, I'm gonna go happy.
Yeah. No, I love that.
I'm gonna go happy.
Kira was wanting to come do something like this and just go help out. And then she got a text from Marilyn. And I think David and Marilyn, they're definitely
Answering a lot of
answering a
prayers.
lot of prayers. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first met Marilyn and David, they came with Los Niños de Baja. And then she was publishing in Facebook about creating a 2025 Expedition for Families group.
Yeah.
This is a great thing and a brilliant idea and a huge thing. I mean, there's a lot of goodwill people like you guys. And sometimes, we want to do something, but we don't got the game to play.
For sure.
And when you got a game to play, believe me, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it.
Yep.
And this is the best part of being alive, that you gotta enjoy everything or anything you do. Enjoy life, enjoy your kids, enjoy your wife, enjoy your job, enjoy when you go to the beach, enjoy your food, enjoy everything.
Yeah.
So that's basically enjoy and be happy. We already, in some parts of our lives, I believe we all cry and suffer for anything. So guess what? It's time to stop suffering and be happy. Now it's time to be happy and enjoy life and enjoy what we're doing. This is great because that's when human beings have less worries and less stress.
Yeah.
Because when you do something you like, stress goes away.
Yeah.
And that's actually, I think, is the best part, because when you're doing something that you like, it is, I don't know how to say the word, pero maybe awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
maybe awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel it here.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's one of the other things that I like to operate too. not only targets and goals and purpose in life, but I like to operate in other two things too. Like if something makes sense and it's logical, I take that.
Yeah,
I take that. See,
I
amigo.
agree. Well, thank you so much, Alejandro.
No, thank you.
We really
amigo.
appreciate it, and
Thank
we'll
you,
be
guys.
we'll be in
Thank you.
touch.
See?
And I friended you on Facebook,
Oh, cool.
so if you accept that, then we'll be able to communicate. And
see, cool. No, thanks a
yeah,
lot.
thank you.
I will, because let me tell you something, amigo. What you guys do, and what you're doing over here, you and your wife. Guess what? Guess what? That's what I'm doing to me.
Um,
Is flowing power to me.
Yeah,
And
well,
and,
yeah,
and that's what we gotta do, amigo. We gotta flow
appreciate it.
power to people.
Yeah.
Because we're strong beings, and you guys are special beings, and we got a lot of potential, and we're infinity beings with infinity abilities.
Yeah.
So let's
Make it happen.
make it happen.
That's awesome. All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Alejandro.